Another year passed and another set of great games. Hello guys, it's Ramos here, and like every year since 2012, let's take a look at my favorite games from the year. We'll only count games that are on PC, taking a look at 10 of my favorite and a few honorable mentions. At number 10 we have Resident Evil 7, one of the best horror games I've ever played. It follows the story of Ethan going after his missing wife in Louisiana, where he has to fight her and the family living there. It's a really creepy and well-made game with an interesting story, good scares and great characters. Next there is Outlast 2, another awesome horror game from this year. The first Outlast is probably my favorite scary game, and this one was really nice as well, with a bigger world and plenty of evil characters, while also having a quite weird but cool story. Outlast 2 is a game you should play to piss your pants at night, or watch my 3 minutes video to safely see the story. Number 8. CUPHEAD. This was a surprise, a very simple game in design yet very hard to beat. It's the 2D Dark Souls if you want, since it's a boss fight after boss fight game, each with unique mechanics and ways to make you die 100 times before you finally get the boss to 1% HP and still die and rage quit only to come back and beat it eventually. It has a cool art style, plenty of weapons you can buy, 3 islands filled with boss fights and platforming levels, funny characters, and it's a fun and challenging game. Number 7 is taken by Life is Strange Before the Storm. Life is Strange is one of my favorite games, and this is a prequel to it. It tells the story of Chloe and Rachel 3 years before the first game in a 3-episode format. Max's time travel ability added to the greatness and the uniqueness of the first game, but even without that, the character's story and great art style of Before the Storm make a fantastic game.
Think like that. Oh, good. You're here. Chloe Price. Rachel Amber. Oh, shit. That can't be the same girl from last night. There's more to experience out there than just Arcadia Bay. Don't be surprised if one day...
Next we have one of the weirdest and most unique games I've ever played, NIER AUTOMATA. At first I didn't know if I would like the game, but after trying it I found out I was wrong. It's very different from most things you have played. NIER is a Japanese RPG that feels like 10 games combined in one. Many times the gameplay style or the camera perspective changes to the point you are feeling that you are in a new game. And the most interesting aspect is that after you finish it you have to play it again and again to truly finish it, having 5 main endings and 21 funny ones. Each of the 5 main playthroughs is different and from another perspective, while having some questionable design decisions in my opinion. It's a great game with one of the best soundtracks ever. Number 5. FORNITE. This year was fantastic for Battle Royale games, and FORNITE is one of my favorites. I didn't try the PvE mode yet, but I really like the PvP one. There are things I like more here than in PUBG, but also things that I like more in PlayerUnknown's Battleground. I prefer FORNITE's art style, and the performance is better, plus it feels more polished. The map is smaller but more unique in a way, and it also has the destructible environment plus build options, and the loot is easier and faster to get, so you don't have to run around too much for items. And it's a lot simpler and a more fun game in a way. Next at number 4 and really close, PlayerUnknown's Battleground, or PUBG. Like I said, there are things I like more in FORNITE and some that I like more here. PUBG feels more realistic and tense. It feels a bit bigger, also has vehicles, and the new patch with the new UI menu optimization and the new map are making the game a lot better and taking it out of the early access finally. What I'm not a huge fan of is that when you run around the map for 20 minutes to find the best loot and attachments, only to play safe and find no one, and all of a sudden, when going for the circle, someone camping somewhere kills you in one shot to the head without even knowing where he was. Still, it's an intense game, and I was thinking there should be standalone Battle Royale or Hunger Games style games for many years. At number 3 I've picked Batman Enemy Within. The second season from Telltale's Batman feels a lot better than the first one to me. It looks better, runs better, and has a lot more DC characters. It's not finished yet, but the 3 episodes that are currently out were fantastic. It continues the story of the first one while adding many new villains like Bane, Freeze, Harley Quinn, the Riddler, and John Doe aka the Joker is becoming better and better. Can't say much about the story without spoiling it, but Bruce goes undercover in their group and choices really seem to matter this time.
Sorry I'm late. Traffic was murder.
A few layers deep, pacing like an animal in a cage. Oh, that's the stuff.
Number 2 Assassin's Creed Origins. If you know me, you know I'm a huge fan of the Assassin's Creed series. I've been waiting for a long time for this, and the game is really different from most AC games, but it's still very good. It's more of a Witcher style RPG than an older Assassin's Creed game. You don't one-shot everyone with counters anymore, you have to level up and get better gear to fight bigger enemies, complete a ton of side quests to do so, and explore the awesome and huge world map. The story shows the creation and origins of the assassins in ancient Egypt. While in the present day you are looking for an artifact, in the past you see the story of Bayek and his wife Aya, and big figures like Cleopatra are also in the game. The graphics are amazing and the map is huge. It's a game you need to play for a long time to truly finish, and even if I miss some things from the old AC games, Origins is an amazing one as well and a welcome return.
What you have started in Egypt will change the course of history.
We must continue the fight and defend the free will of the people. And no matter how small, our brotherhood is the only hope.
Before the top pick, let's take a quick look at some honorable mentions. For Honor is also a game I really enjoy. Even if it didn't get too much love, it's quite difficult to get into and master, but the combat is awesome once you get a hang of it, and it has a short but nice campaign and the multiplayer is very fun. Call of Duty World War II is one of the only CODs I really liked in years. Finally a return to the past and to the boots on the ground, with a well-made single-player campaign, fun zombies mod, and of course the multiplayer. I didn't yet get the pride and accomplishment of buying Battlefront 2, but I really liked the game for what it was in the open beta. Too bad they ruined an awesome game with greedy business decisions, with tons of microtransactions and bad progression systems, even if there's free DLC and it's at the core a really nice game. Wolfenstein: The New Colossus is also a great game, but my favorite one remains the New Order from the new series, but they're all good games. HELLBLADE is a game I find very unique and interesting. I didn't get to finish it yet, but I like the idea, presentation and story. Oh Sir, The Hollywood Roast is a fun little insulting game, the second one in the series, now with parodies of movie stars. Comedy Night can be very fun at times if you get in the right rooms with the right people. It's a multiplayer stand-up game where you listen to people singing or doing comedy, or you can play fun word games with them as well. BATTLERITE was in beta for a while, but it went officially out and free to play this year. It's a great arena battle game with plenty of interesting characters that can be quite hard to master. Gwent is the Witcher's card game, still in beta, but it's really cool and different from most card games. Injustice 2 has a good campaign and plenty of characters and new ways to play in the multiplayer. Sniper Elite 4 is another game I didn't get to finish, but I think is nice. I've liked all the Sniper Elite games, even if they didn't change too much from the second one. They're fun games and the kill cams are always good to watch. And Sea of Thieves, I'm only putting this here because I got to play in many of their closed alpha sessions, and it's not a finished game yet, but one of my favorite games I've ever played. That will definitely take a top spot on my list next year when it comes out. And finally, my favorite game of the year is Middle-earth: Shadow of War. The Lord of the Rings movies are my favorite movies and I love the universe from there. Shadow of Mordor was my favorite game from 2014, and Shadow of War takes everything there from a new level. It's like Arkham City to Arkham Asylum, making the world a lot bigger and better, having many new enemies and characters. It continues the story of Talion and Celebrimbor's vengeance for Sauron, while also having the new Fortress mode, where you conquer them and have to assign orcs you control to hold them. It includes many great locations and new characters, the graphics are nice, and the combat is even more interesting, and killing orcs is even more fun. Shadow of War is a fantastic game that was placed a bit in the shadow because of the microtransactions, unfortunately, even if they didn't really have any impact and I never felt the need or wanted to buy one, since you can get them for free. It will have plenty of DLC soon, including 2 new stories, and I look forward to those as well. And those were my favorite PC games from this year. Let me know if you agree with my list and what are your favorites, and again, thanks for watching, Merry Christmas, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.